Thank you for tuning in. Hi, I'm Beth Keener from HXGN TV. In January 2019, Panama's Ministry of Public Security launched C5, an interagency security and emergency operations center. C5 supports coordination and collaboration between personnel from 26 different security forces and emergency response agencies using state-of-the-art technologies. Well, today we have Belisario Tejada of Panama Public Safety Ministry with us. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you
And
for the
he will
invitation.
be discussing how deploying command and control technology can improve public safety. Well, Belisario, thank you again. And so let's just jump right in. Can you briefly tell us about the organization that you're a part of and what role you played in developing C5?
Yeah, first of all, thank you very much for the invitation to this interview. My name is Belisario Tejada. I'm the technology director from the Ministry of Public Safety in Panama. The ministry is basically composed by four institutions: the National Police, the Navy and Air Forces, the Border Control Forces, and the Immigration Services. Back in 2017, I was designated as the C5 program director.
Okay. Now you, now being the head of that, what is a brief overview and the idea behind C5 and what public safety needs called for the new interagency program?
The C5 came to be back in 2015 when the government of Panama creates the Joint Task Force for Security and Tourism with the main objective of managing massive events such as carnivals, independence parades, Christmas, and so on. Uh, this joint task force is composed by 26 institutions categorized in four groups: the security group, emergency group, the basic services group, and the massive transportation group.
Okay.
The C5 start with a very large number of institutions. We have to put together a lot of resources and technological capabilities for every single massive event. However, at the end of the event, we need to demobilize all those infrastructures. And that happened over and over on every single event. So the president of Panama and the minister of security decided to create the C5 program. We also visit a lot of similar projects around the world, including Mexico, UK, Canada, Japan, Argentina. And we start the contracting process with the government of Canada. It's a government-to-government type of contract. And they selected the General Dynamics Mission Systems company to make the technological platform of the project. In addition to that, we also built a new building from scratch, a 3 floors building, to host the data center for that technology.
Okay. And C5 technically is a state-of-the-art command and control technology. So can you speak to the different technologies that C5 is using and how they further your mission?
Of course, the C5 is basically composed by three major technologies. The first one is the video surveillance system. Based on Genetec VMS, we integrate about 1,000 video surveillance cameras with panic buttons, citizen collaboration apps. Um, the second element is the computer-aided dispatch system based on Hexagon. We are using for the call center the Intergraph command call taker. For the dispatch center, the Intergraph dispatcher. We also use the command portal and the S portal in the investigation center. We integrate a lot of third-party technologies and third-party video surveillance systems to this platform. One of those is the P25 ABL system for geolocation of the patrols on the street, and also the citizen collaboration app for smartphones that we develop with the government institution. The third and final element is the video analytics with facial recognition from Face First and also license plate recognition.
A lot of technology there.
Oh, yeah.
Well, the first phase of C5 was launched to strengthen public security for Pope Francisco's visit during the 2019 World Youth Day event. So can you walk our audience through the event and the impact that C5 had on that day?
Well, the World Youth event in 2019 was without any doubt the biggest event hosted in Panama ever.
Mm.
We received about 500,000 people and peregrines
Wow.
from 150 different countries around the world. For a country with a population of 4 million inhabitants, 500,000 people is a real challenge,
It is a lot added to your population.
for sure. The C5 became the main command center for that event during 2 weeks, connected to two remote sites, one at the Panamanian Bay at the Cinta Costera, and the second one in Metro Park, where the two major events with 1 million people per event took place, including the presence of the Pope Francisco. And we manage all the emergency services, the routes that the Pope follow, and also the movement of all the population and visitors along the city.
Mm. And since Pope Francisco's visit, how has C5 benefited the people of Panama?
Well, after Pope Francisco's visit, the C5 became a key component for the people of Panama. We received about 23,000 calls, emergency calls per day. And we also have very large, massive events. In February, the carnivals. In April, we had the Holy Week. In May, we had lately the presidential elections in Panama. And we also have an earthquake, a 6.2 earthquake at the end of May on the border with Costa Rica
This May.
this May.
Wow.
And those events were handled from the C5 building.
And what do you see as the next phase of C5, and when will it launch?
The C5 have three major phases. The first phase is the one that we just finished
Okay.
with the basic platform, all the basic capabilities, including mostly the computer-aided dispatch system and the 1,000 cameras. On the second phase, by 2020, we are planning to create the secondary C5 as a backup or disaster recovery plan. We are also increasing the number of field sensors from 1,000 to 5,000 cameras, about 100 road arches with LPR cameras. On the third phase, that will take place on 2022, we are considering to deploy an LTE private network for providing mobility to the end users in such a way they can send video, voice, and data to the command center. Today we only have P25 trunking radios, which is more basic communication. So at the final, we will have also facial recognition in the most important checkpoints like international airports, bus stations, metro line stations, and the most important sports stadiums.
A lot to look forward to.
Yeah, a lot of work.
A lot of work. Well, what have you learned from this experience that you'd like to share with others out there who are considering joining the effort like C5?
I believe the most important experience is that technology is a key component, but it's not the most important one.
Okay.
The most important one is the people and the processes behind that people using the technology. The sponsors are very important to align those 26 institutions to the same goal. And also, we need to have trusted partners. And that's why we contract CCC, the Canadian government, General Dynamics, of course, Hexagon.
Right. Well, thank you so much. Very informative, Belisario. I appreciate you taking the time to sit down with us today and explain a little bit about C5. Thank you for being
You're
here.
very welcome. Thank you for the interview.
Yes, and if you would like more information about today's topic, visit hexagonsafetyinfrastructure.com. To watch additional episodes or learn more, visit hxgnspotlight.com. Thanks for tuning in.